Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you to configure both server and client in the virtual machine. So first, Windows Server 2012 R2 as a server, then Windows 10 for our client. And we will set up the requirement domain service, DNS, and the HTTP. So first, let's start for the client machine, and I open a command comp and run ipconfig. Here I check the IP address. The client is currently getting an IP address. Then same to the server. And now I go to the client, then I change the work group as ICT. Then the computer name is, I change it to the client. Then I click OK, then close. The client is automatically will restart now. Then same to the server, I go to the files, then go to the properties, then change settings, then change computer name as a server, then work group as a ICT. Then I click OK, and the server will be automatically restart. And now after the restart, go to the server, then let's go to the add rules. I open the server manager, then click manage and choose and add rule features. Then in this selection, I check the Active Directory domain, the HTTP server, and the DNS server, and add rules. Then I'll continue to click install. And after the installation finish, we can close the tab. But the installation is very then let's skip the installation, and the installation is done. Now, promoting server to the domain controller. Let's create a domain. Next, we need to configure the Active Directory. In the server manager, I click the notification flag, then select promote this server to the domain controller. And this configuration, I choose the add new forest. Then I type the domain name as ictc.edu. Then next, I set a forest name to the domain functional to the Windows Server 2012 R2. Then I make sure this check, these are checked, the DNS server and the global catalog. Then I enter the DSRM password and continue. Then I leave the default BIOS name. Usually the ICTC shows. After that, I proceed to the through wizard and click install. And the server will install required components and then it will automatically restart. And now let's keep waiting for the restart for the Windows Server 2012 R2. So after the restart, I go to the input, then the ICTC administrator, let's put our password, then click continue, then the server is good, and I go to the server manager, then I check the flag, then I go next, then I close it. And after that, I go to the control panel, then change the setting, then I check the Ethernet, then Ethernet properties, setting static IP address for the server. After the reboot, I configure the server's network, then I open network connection, then I open the adapter properties and go to the Ethernet protocol version 4. Then I set the static IP for the server. The IP address is 192.168.1.10 and the subnet is 255.255.255.255.0. Then the gateway is 192.168.1.254. For the DNS, I set up for the DNS to the server DNS service, so I use the proper DNS server as 192.168.1.10. Then I click OK to apply the changes. Now let's go to the client. The creating active directory user. Then next I create the users inside the directory. Then I open the tools directory, active directory, users and computers. Under the domain ictc.edu, I go to the users container, then right click and choose new user, and here I create the user accounts like Angelo user and also an admin user like Angelo admin. Yeah. And then I put the password for the Angelo admin and Angelo user. Then I sign out the administrator, then sign in again. I use the another user as admin user, then just to check if the admin another user can sign in. So I already checked it. So I go again to the server, then I configure the DNS. Now I open tools, the DNS. Inside the DNS manager, I expand the server and check the forward lookup zones, icpc.edu, and the msdcs.icpc.edu. I also check the reverse lookup zones to make sure reverse mapping is available. This helps the domain name and resolution work properly. Yeah. And now it's already done for the DNS. Then let's go to the configuration of the DHCP scope. Next step is the configure the DHCP. So I open tools, DHCP, and I expand the IPv4. Then I right click the and I choose the new scope. In the scope, I enter the scope name and then set an IP range. For example, we can give the client IP in the 192.168 or .1.2.254. Then I set a least duration and proceed to the configure options. For the NS settings, currently domain, the icpc.edu, then the NS server IP is 192.168.1.10, then the server name is server. After finishing, I activate the scope. So I just have an add-on. You can browse your your IP address here if you cannot found it. After that, let's go to the client, the configuring client used to the domain DNS. Now let's go back to the client PC. To join the domain correctly, the client must be used for the server as a DNS. So I open network connection, go to adapter properties, then IPv4. Then I set the DNS to preferred DNS 192.168.1.10. After applying, I check connection again and using command prompt. And test the connection to ping. Now I test the client can reach the server. On the client, I run the ping 192.168.1.10 so that I see a replies that means the client and servers can communicate. If ping fails, I check the firewall settings. Then allowing ping and checking firewall. If needed, I open the Windows Defender firewall and either allow ping through firewall's rules or temporarily turn off the firewall for testing. Once ping is a success, now we can proceed. And next, joining to the client to the domain. Now we join to the client to the domain, and on the client PC, I open the system properties. Then next is change settings. Then change, and I select the domain and type icpc.edu. It will ask for the domain credentials. I enter the domain admin account, for example icpc.edu or the Angelo admin. After it says welcome to the domain, I restart the client PC. So next is verifying the DHCP and domain. After the restart, the client should be now the part of the domain back on the server, and I open the DHCP again, check the address list, and here I come. The client has received the IP address and the name shows something like ICP client.icpc.edu. That confirms the DHCP, DNS, and Active Directory are working together. Then that's all, and that's it. We successfully configured Windows Server as a domain controller with AD and DS, and installed, configure DNS, create and configure the DHCP scope, configure a Windows 10 client, then join to the client to the domain, and verifying using ping, the DHCP list, and domain membership. So thank you for watching.